We're back. Dave, let's get into our E3 2021 predictions. Let's start with Microsoft and the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. What do you think? What do you think they're going to show? I mean, they have almost 3 hours worth of show. I think it's going to be a lot of filler. We're going to hear a lot of Games Pass stuff. Everything is coming to Games Pass, right? They're going to have 50 new games at Games Pass. Yeah, 20, sure. 20 Xbox 360 games.
Are you throwing out that as a prediction right now?
No. I don't even think that needs to be a prediction. We know they're going to talk about Games Pass. And we know they're going to add games to Games Pass, right? It's going to be like some ridiculous number, and we have 200 more games. So I think that's that's a layup, right? That's a free throw for. I was gonna say Shaq, but he would miss that free throw, so I'm gonna say Kobe.
Pippen, Kobe, okay.
I want to say Kobe.
All right.
So, Dave, what do you think? That's something that we don't know. What do you think that they're going to do?
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't think there's going to be any filler. I think it's going to be all killer, as they say, because you now have Microsoft, which was a giant studio with a bunch of acquisitions that have been acquired, right, over the last couple of years. And now you have Bethesda, right, the powerhouse behind Fallout, Wolfenstein, all those games, right? So they're gonna have some stuff to show. On top of last year, where it was kind of a shit show and everything was all over the place. So I think they're going to come out strong, and they're going to show at least 2 new games from their stable of 20 some odd studios, right? They're 23 studios. They're going to have 2 new games.
2 brand new IP.
2 brand new IP, yeah. 2 games we haven't seen before, right? It's not going to be like
we haven't seen or heard before, like Psychonauts 2. We know that already.
Right, exactly. Yeah. No, it's not going to be Psychonauts 2. It's not going to be whatever. 2 new
Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Senua's Saga. That
sure.
Counting.
Yeah. And I'm not
never
saying
heard of before.
I'm not saying it needs to be a new franchise. Just needs to be a new game, right? So it could be like, hey, here's a sequel to I don't know, Kakuto Chojin from the original Xbox. Let's take it back. Voodoo Vince 2, right? That would count.
Okay, I would go. I would be all in for Voodoo Vince 2.
So there you go. We're gonna get Voodoo Vince 2 and the sequel to Kakuto Chojin.
Then we're gonna get Fusion Frenzy 3.
Oh my God! Imagine.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we got it too. We got a Fusion Frenzy too. So, and then my other prediction is, because everybody's talking about it, the rumor mill is hot with this new Fable shown on stage. Not a remake.
Okay.
Not a remaster. Brand new Fable.
Do you think we're gonna see gameplay? Do you think we're gonna get gameplay?
Possibly. They're definitely gonna have a trailer for it, and they're gonna say it's coming. And Peter Molyneux is gonna have nothing to do with the game, so maybe it'll be good this time. Sorry, Peter, but
I just want you to know, Dave, that all the Fable games are pretty damn good. But I'm just gonna leave that out there for you.
We're not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna take that bait.
We're not gonna get into that.
No.
Right? When we start streaming, I need you to stream the first Fable game. That's all
you want me to have torture? Because that would be torture for me. God, I hate that game. All right. So what are your predictions for the Xbox stage? Xbox Bethesda stage.
I think we're gonna get a definitely new Forza game announced.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
for the Series
Forza
X.
8. Yeah, Forza 8. That'd be the one.
We're definitely going to see that. I don't know if this is going to be like more of a press conference or like a Nintendo Direct. So, I want to say we're going to see like a brand new Lamborghini somewhere in the middle of the stage.
They're going to throw the car out on the stage? I mean, they can do anything because it's all digital.
Well, we're gonna see a brand new car, just driving through the road, and we're gonna be like, "Oh my God, that car looks amazing!" Oh nope, this is in-game footage.
Yeah, right. Oh, that would be actually kind of cool, right? If you get the lighting right and all that, so it like looks real.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So I'd be like, okay, that's awesome. This is something that no one's talking about, but I think it's time. I think it's time. People talk about Starfield, like that's the new thing. Like everyone.
Starfield's getting shown. Yeah.
Starfield's getting shown. I think we're getting a Wolfenstein 3. Wolfenstein 3 will be announced at E3.
Wow.
I'm telling you, it's going to be announced. Yeah, I'll tell you why. The last one was 2017, right? It's been 4 years.
Well,
2017 and 2016.
if you count Youngblood,
I don't count Youngblood because if you remember, the Old Blood had a sort of a standalone DLC that was released.
I think that
like
counts
a year
too.
later.
I think that counts. I think that
But that
counts.
doesn't count as a mainline game, right? Because it wasn't called 2. It wasn't called, it
Well, I
wasn't
mean,
called
you know,
Wolfenstein 2.
it's just more content, I guess.
It's just more of the same.
Yeah,
And that's what the Youngblood was. It was more of the
Uh-huh.
same from Wolfenstein 2. So I think
So
it's been,
2 year ramp up or 4 year? It was definitely 4 years ago because it was October 26th was the day because that's when Mario came out. That's when Assassin's Creed Origins came out. Yeah,
Yes,
and also
it was-
Wolfenstein. It was a big day, and I
Yeah,
got
or-
all 3 games in a big package. It's great.
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, and then
So it was huge.
And between the first one and the second one, it was only a 2-year span. So
Yeah.
I think it was like
Less than
2015.
that if you count Old Blood because that came out at least a couple months after the first one. So they spun that around pretty quick. I
it's
could see
time.
Wolfenstein 3.
It's time. Wolfenstein 3 will be announced. It's been 4 years. They've been sitting on this. Not to mention, if Xbox never bought Bethesda would
imagine.
have its own press conference, and they would show, Starfield is their mic drop moment, but they need something to open the show with, right? And Doom Eternal just came out in 2020, so they're not going to be, maybe Doom DLC, but Doom won't be
DLC, yeah, because they have the
Yeah.
Ancient Gods Part 1, right? So that's Part 1 on there, or the old
yeah, but
Ancient Gods.
it's not the shiny new thing, right? It's more of something you already have.
Oh, no,
They would
I'm
need
just- I'm just saying a prediction for more DLC would be slam dunk.
Yeah, 100%. They need something else. They need something more.
Wolfenstein 3
I
is a
don't
big
think
moment,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think it's. I don't think it's Fallout. If they show Starfield, it's not Fallout.
You
right?
don't think
They're
it's
gonna put-
Fallout, huh? Because it's been a while since 76 came out, even though that was a wreck.
I know.
And they fixed most of it, I think.
I'm
I think it's a playable
going
game now.
all in on Wolfenstein 3. It's time. That's all I gotta say. Just wrap up the trilogy. Then you go to Doom, wrap up that trilogy, and then start over again.
So we can both agree no Elder Scrolls at this conference.
No Elder
Nope.
Scrolls.
Now
No.
Starfield is their big new
No.
game, so that's what they're going with. Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls is
So
God, I don't know, but it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years since,
after the Xbox conference, when there's no Elder Scrolls, we both get a point. How about that?
I think so. Yeah. I think
Slam
we do.
dunk prediction.
I think we go. There you go.
So, all right, let's go to Nintendo. Mm-hmm. What are your Nintendo predictions?
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with a weird prediction that Switch Pro is gonna be announced before E3. So what I mean by that is they're gonna have a presentation, a direct, to say, hey, you know that thing that everybody knows is coming out? Well, here it is, and they'll get the console out of the way, the specs out of the way, the design out of the way, half an hour presentation, and then when they get to E3. It's all games, baby, right? And then they can go and say, well, okay, this game is going to be compatible with the Switch Pro, obviously, and you're going to get these enhancements. And you're going to get these enhancements on this game. And you're going to get these enhancements on this game. So they don't have to ramp up with 20 minutes of like, here's what the console is, here's what it looks like. They got a ton of games. I know you're shaking your head no right now, but that's what's going to happen, Dan. Let the games shine, and people are predicting this too, right? Analysts and game journalists and all that are predicting this.
People predicted it would be announced June 4th, and we're past that. We're past that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, so before, so this is when I get this on the record.
It's got to be before you.
Before their direct, which is on a Tuesday.
Yeah, on a Tuesday.
They will have sort of a mini direct just to announce.
Yeah. I'm realizing now that it's probably not going to happen, and I should take back my prediction. But whatever, it's 8 days out or 9 days out. It's fine. I'm sticking with it. It's going to happen. They're gonna do a stealth drop and go. Here you go, and it's going to be all about the games.
All right. Okay.
My second prediction, though, which is probably a little more likely to happen, is that we're going to get some Zelda news. We're going to get a trailer for Breath of the Wild 2, and we're going to get a release window. I'm assuming holiday 2021 or spring 2022. But I'm not specifically saying when. Just saying they're going to let us know when.
I would say not spring, but first, the end of the first quarter.
Q1.
Right?
Yeah.
Q1. Yeah. It'll be in March. It'll be like the fifth anniversary. It'll be the 5 years after Breath of the Wild, the original
That's
Breath
right.
of the Wild.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not saying when, but they will let us know when.
They'll give us a window. So they have to give us a window. They got to say 2022 or something like that. It has to be
if they give us if they give us a specific date, that also counts. But yeah, it can't be. It's coming out. It's got to be coming out.
It can't be coming soon. It can't be coming soon. Mm-hmm. It has to actually give us a time to look forward to. So like all next year. Yeah. Okay?
It's been 4.5 years since the last Zelda game, and we know they were working on Breath of the Wild 2. It's time, baby. It's time.
Okay.
And the final prediction: brand new Donkey Kong game. Boom.
What kind of Donkey Kong? Do you think it'll be 2D or 3D? What do you think? It'll be a 2D scroller or a 3D game?
I mean, the easy thing to do is to put another 2D game out there, because the last 3D game was Donkey Kong 64 in 2000, and that game was a collectathon and a half. Most amount of collectibles in that game. They could certainly do a new 3D game, although Retro Studios, if they're the guys who were doing it, because they did the last couple ones for Donkey Kong, are also doing Metroid. So I don't think the studio can handle two big 3D new games coming out, which is why I'm kind of leaning towards a 2D Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it wasn't Retro that was doing it. So it was. I forgot what other studio we talked about.
I thought Retro did some of those. Did they not?
No. Retro's not doing. The rumor is Retro's not doing the Donkey Kong game.
Okay, well then that's back on the board. If Retro's not doing it, the 3D thing could be a thing, right? If Retro is doing it, it'll be a scaled down 2D thing.
I think it's a 3D game. I think it's time.
I hope so. It's definitely time.
We've had
21 years since the last Donkey Kong game. Jesus.
We had a 2D game for the Wii. We had a 2D game for the Wii U.
we had a remake for the Wii U, yeah.
And then we had the easy mode for the Wii U game on the Switch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That was the thing. Yeah. So the Wii U was the new one, and then the Funky Kong mode. Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's time for an actual 3D game, and I think that's I would say that's what's coming.
Would you rather have a 3D Donkey Kong or a 2D Donkey Kong?
I would rather, at this point right now, have a 3D game.
That's fair.
That's so.
Okay.
All right.
So what do you got?
My Nintendo predictions. I think you are 1,000, not 100. Not 200, not 500, not 900. You are 1,000% wrong about the Switch Pro being announced before E3 or even at E3.
Well, this is a dumb prediction because we're 8 days out. So
I am.
It's a dumb prediction from both of us. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I'm predicting that we won't hear a peep about the Pro before or at E3, and I tell you why. I think they don't want to take away. Well, first of all, if they had a Pro, if they really did have a Pro, and it's coming out,
they definitely have a Pro coming. Yeah.
It's coming out in the holiday season. It's not coming out in July or August or anything. It would be coming out in the fall, right? They don't want to stifle sales of the actual Switch consoles right now because they're on a roll, right? Like they're selling like hotcakes. I think they want people to continue to buy the Switch through June, through July, through September. All right, so if it was coming out in October, we would get a direct in September. If it was coming out in September, we'll get a direct in August. Saying the new Switch Pro coming out next month. Be hyped. And then these are, the upgrades to the games that we showed you at E3. Right? Breath of the Wild 2, this is what you can get when the Pro comes out next month. So I think we will not hear a peep about the Pro before or at E3.
Okay, so the important thing is at E3, right? You're saying not on the stage.
Well, they already said they went on record that their direct will only focus on games, not hardware. So They've already said not even at the on their direct. So unless they have two
that's
directs.
true, and that's why I was saying, hey, they'll do a drop before E3, right? Because
Which is still
then
possible. We have
it is still possible. It is still possible. So maybe that's true. I think your explanation for things, if it was Sony or Microsoft, I would say no way. But Nintendo's Nintendo, and Nintendo does their own thing. So that may happen. But
Yeah.
like, this is not going to be a cheap console. It'll be the most expensive one on their lineup, whether it's $350 or $400 or more than that.
It would be 400. I think it would be.
So even if it is $400, I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh, there's a Switch Pro coming out, I'm going to wait and then spend an extra $200 to get the new one. They would just get the Switch Lite and be done with it, right? And have this little portable game console. So I disagree that it would take away from sales because of the price point. But maybe that kind of factors in a little bit, you know.
I just think they want, you know, if a kid's getting a kid's birthday's coming up, and parents are like, you know, in the summer, and which sucks if your birthday's in the summer.
There you go.
Yeah, no,
May
Dave.
31st, August 3rd over here.
Dave.
Come on now. I'm right smack dab in it.
Dave's parents buy Dave a Switch because they said, yeah, he keeps asking for a Switch. But if the Switch Pro's announced, Dave is going to say, you know what, Mom and Dad, I want a Switch Pro for Christmas. Then they would switch, no pun intended, switch thinking and get you something else for your birthday and get
That's
you
okay.
a Switch
You
Pro
can get
for
me a game.
Christmas.
You can get me a game for the current Switch or whatever system I have, and then come like Christmas time, I'll get the Switch Pro.
No, they're not gonna buy you a Switch Pro and they just bought you the regular Switch console for your birthday.
Oh, you don't know, Dan. You gotta go and work the system, right? You gotta start early with the parents, right?
Yeah, and
we know Christmas is coming in December. You gotta start in September, right?
Yeah, they're gonna say
prepare
we'll
for
buy you a
December.
bunch of games for this system that we bought you for your birthday because if we buy you this system for $400, little Dave, you're not gonna get any games.
That's fine.
Right.
I could buy the games on my own. I got myself a paper route.
Okay. You mowing people's lawns.
That's right.
Okay.
Shoveling snow, mowing lawns, whatever the season is, I got it.
All right. So I think we have two. But my next prediction is we definitely will get at least one Smash character announced. Now this one you may think it's a slam dunk, but
Dude,
I
it's a
doubt.
layup.
I
It's a
don't.
layup, Dan.
I don't think it's a layup.
No one's on the
I don't
court
think
right
it's a layup.
now, and you're standing on a ladder right over the hoop.
I don't think it's a layup.
It's a slam dunk. It's a slam dunk. It's not even a layup. It's a slam dunk. It's a windmill jab.
I don't think it's a slam dunk.
Why? Well, okay. Tell me why you think they may not announce a new Smash character. Because we still got a couple left. We got like 2 or 3 left, right?
We got 2 left. And we didn't have E3 last year, right? And we got sporadic directs sort of towards the end of last year. Well,
yeah.
Right. We got a direct, like I think in August, and another one in September or something around those lines. We had like 2. No, one in July. We had one in July and then one like early September. And they didn't feel filling enough. There was a lot of indie games. We saw a lot of the same things over again. It was a third-party one. There was the first one I thought was like more of a third-party one. They showed third-party games. We didn't get enough. So they're holding a lot back right now because of that, I think. So I think the showcase will focus more on all the games that we didn't get to see last year and all the games that they're working on, that's going to come out this year and next year. The Treehouse, which is going to be like a 2-hour thing after the direct, is where I think we'll see the Smash character. So I don't even think we'll see the Smash character in the direct. I mean, we could.
Well, we're talking about the presentation, not the Treehouse. You got to be specific about
E3.
this.
No, it's not. It's the E3. It's
No.
E3.
Their presentation is their presentation. If Microsoft does something after their presentation, does not count.
It counts. If
Disagree.
Microsoft shows the new Fable, Microsoft shows their new Fable, sort of their post-game show or their pre-game show, it counts.
No.
It counts.
If it's not on the stage.
Nope,
I disagree.
I disagree. It's still E3.
I disagree.
No.
We're talking about the presentation, our predictions.
No,
for
we're
the
talking about
presentation.
E3. We're not talking about presentation. We're talking about E3.
Yeah,
The treehouse,
what
the
they show on
post-game,
stage.
the
Oh,
pregame.
see,
Nope,
no,
nope.
no,
That
no,
is
no,
not
no.
E3. E3 is the whole day.
Oh, we're
They
gonna
can
have to argue about this one. But I
We're
think
not
here's what
arguing. There is no arguing. The treehouse
Here's
and the
what I-
post game, the pregame shows.
Here's
count.
what I think they will do, because this is still a slam dunk, and you're moving the goalpost, but okay. They're gonna have a 2-minute thing. Here's the new character, right? Everyone's gonna scream for Gino or whatever from frickin' Super Mario RPG, and it's gonna be great.
No. Goku. Goku.
Or
I'm still
Goku,
holding
right,
out hope.
right.
I don't
There
care
you
what. I
go.
don't care what Zachariah says. I'm
Yeah,
holding out hope. I want Goku.
Goku with like the Super Saiyan costume or whatever, right? Boom.
Yes.
And then
Super
in
Saiyan Blue.
and then in the treehouse will be the extended look, maybe, or even if it's not at the treehouse, at some point in the future we'll get a specific Smash Direct with Sakurai going, I love Goku. Here's how you play as Goku. Here you can do the Spirit Bomb and all that. So
What I want is Goku. What I want, do it during the presentation.
Everybody wants
and,
Goku.
And then have a deep dive. Then have a deep dive during the treehouse. But
Right.
I think Nintendo would put it out on the treehouse, announce it during the treehouse, only because if you remember, maybe 5 years ago, I think it was 4 years ago, they had Samus return to the 3DS. And they didn't announce it during the Direct. They announced it during the treehouse event. So
they
they want to
did
make
because it was a 3DS game. Yeah.
it was a 3DS game. So, but something they won't announce during Treehouse, it will be a part of their presentation, which is my third prediction, and it's the third game in the series, and that is Bayonetta 3. We will see gameplay, and we will get a release window for it too.
This is a tough one because we haven't heard or seen anything, honestly, since that Game Awards 2018, I think. So it's been 3 years. What is going on, Platinum Games? Where is Bayonetta 3? They said it. Reggie said it was coming on stage.
Do you know? Do you want to know where it is?
Where is it?
I know where it is.
Where is it?
It's at E3 2021.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
That's where it is. That's my
Okay.
prediction.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
All right. So Dave, let's go miscellaneous. You know, we have
Miscellaneous.
miscellaneous.
Okay.
Let's go.
I will give
with-
you my miscellaneous picks.
Yeah, like pick a studio that's going to be at E3. Mm-hmm. What are they going to show?
All right, I got some good ones, Dan. I think these are the ones I'm most proud of. So I think on the heels of Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate that came out for PlayStation for free on PlayStation Plus. Download it if you have PlayStation Plus because that game is fantastic.
I've been
Updated all the
playing
visuals and everything. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I think a VF6, Virtua Fighter 6, is going to be announced
soon
from
Soon?
Sega. It's time,
This
baby.
soon?
It's
Okay.
time. For them to go back into the well and put VF5 Ultimate out again says to me that they want to get fan feedback and they want to see what fans like about 5 Ultimate and what they can incorporate into 6. So that's what I want. That's what I think is going to happen because they did this kind of stealth drop on it, and it's also what I want. I want a new Virtua Fighter game with some new characters and all that, some new mechanics.
You love that Tekken style gameplay.
It's not. No. It's very different than Tekken. Very different. Yeah,
because it's still that arena. That I remember Virtua Fighter. It was, as a matter of fact, I remember one of my friends. It was a fight over what was better, Tekken or Virtua Fighter.
They're
back in the day, or Battle Toshinden too.
Battle Toshinden is not even doesn't even hold a candle.
No, not even close.
It's not even. Battle Toshinden is not even invited to the ceremonies.
At the time, not now. It didn't, obviously not now, but at the time it was an argument over what was better, what style of fighting game was better, Tekken, Virtua Fighter, or Battle Arena Toshinden.
It's Virtua Fighter is interesting because it's a 3-button fighter. It's punch, kick, block, and combinations of those buttons. Tekken's a 4-button fighter, which is a limb fighter, right? Left punch, left kick, right kick. So it corresponds to the the body part that like you want to hit with, which is cool. But VF has a very high barrier to entry, which they've been working to make easier for people. Like you can technically do like punch, but not everybody has a punch, punch, punch string, so you kind of have to learn, like, which characters have what. And some of them, like, if you want to play as Akira, right, the flagship fighter of the series who's on every damn cover, he is one of the toughest fighters to play as, because if you try and do punch, 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 you're going to get stopped at the second string, and it's like, well, you gotta have a little more nuance, and you gotta use the directional pad with, like, punch and kick, and then maybe throw, like, a guard punch in there to, like, do, like, a throw in the combo. So it's a tough game to master, right? It's got a lot of nuance to it, and it doesn't seem like that off the cuff with just the 3 buttons on there, but
I will say, for all the fans out there who watch WWE, Asuka, former WWE Women's Champion, she just lost the title at WrestleMania.
Right.
She did the mocap for VF5.
No way. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So if you know Asuka and you know her moveset, you can see it sort of.
Yeah.
Now that I know, I can see it in some of the characters and their move.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay.
Okay.
So my second prediction, right, and let me go ahead and finish because you're gonna automatically go, Christ, no duh, is Ubisoft is gonna show a new Assassin's Creed game, right? That's the no duh, right? But the spicy part of it is I'm gonna tell you that it's gonna be set in the Far East.
Wow.
They have yet to have one, unless you count like China and Russia. The Chronicles, I think, or whatever it was, which was kind of re-released.
I don't think those count because those are like side-scrolling.
Yeah, they're
like,
it wasn't a full 3D adventure. So I think they're going to do a new one in the Far East, switch it up, right? They went back to England for a second time because Syndicate was the early 1900s England, and then they went back to like 900 or 1000 AD England, right, with the Vikings. So I think they're going to switch it up. Complete 180. They're going to go Far East, maybe like China or Japan. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Do I want that? Yes. Is that cool? Yes. Do I think it'll happen? No.
Well, where do you think it would be set if it's not the Far East? Because there's definitely an Assassin's Creed game going to be on the Ubisoft.
There's definitely an Assassin's Creed game. Morocco. It'll be somewhere we didn't even think.
Morocco would be awesome, right?
It'll be a totally, because now they got this sort of historical setting to it, right? Mm-hmm. I think it'll be something that we didn't even think of, like Morocco.
That could be cool. Mm-hmm.
And it'll be a story, loosely based on reality, right? Like, obviously.
Yeah, you got to have some historical figures in the mix, sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure there's a story of Morocco we didn't even know about, right? Or some other place in Africa. Mm-hmm. I think they take it back down. They went far up north for the Vikings. Right. I think they'll take it way down.
Okay. And then my final prediction is CD Projekt Red. I don't necessarily know which presentation they would drop this at, but they're going to come out, representatives from CD Projekt Red, and they're gonna talk about a big new Cyberpunk patch to kind of smooth things over with the fans. We know we messed up, whatever. Here's a big new patch. Here's what's coming. All right. I don't know what's going to be there.
Well, it can't be at Sony because you still can't buy it digitally.
Yeah. So I don't think that's the case. So it's either going to be the Xbox stage or maybe like, at the PC games presentation.
I think Xbox has the Cyberpunk marketing. Remember, Keanu Reeves came out 2 years ago on the Xbox stage. Yep. So I think you would be right. It would be on the Xbox stage. I mean, they have 3 hours to fill. So
there you go. Bring out like Keanu again. We know we messed up a little bit. But we're gonna make it bigger and better. Maybe they announce multiplayer. I don't know. I know that's something they were talking about. Multiplayer was going to come in a patch, but that went to the wayside to get some of the big bugs out of the way. So we'll see.
Okay.
So how about you? What do you got, Dan?
So to my third-party predictions, or miscellaneous. Right?
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous.
Mm-hmm.
I would say from Sega, we're going to see the new mainline Sonic game that they teased at their Sonic Anniversary Direct. Like,
come on now.
Yes. The rumor is it's called Sonic Rangers. It's an open world game.
Uh-huh.
We're going to get that. It could be Summer Games Fest because Sega's going to be at Summer Games Fest with Jeff Keighley. So that would be a perfect place to reveal it. So definitely getting that.
This is another layup, slam dunk, windmill jam. Nobody on the court situation.
And then a week later, we still don't know what the new Sonic game is.
Oh my God! Imagine. No, they have to. What else do they got?
So
Sega's
I got
definitely going big.
all right. So now I got one that's for EA, which
Mm-hmm.
we won't know for like a month. All right,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna say we're gonna get new Dragon Age trailer, not just the logo this time. Because remember the last time it
Sure.
was just the logo.
Sure. Yeah.
So we're
In
gonna
production.
get
We're working on it.
we're gonna get either gameplay
Mm-hmm.
or cinematic trailer of the new Dragon Age game, and we will have an official name for it too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't
Mm-hmm.
think the name is official. They just say we're working on a new Dragon Age game.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, or it could just or it could be at Summer Games Fest. They could be. So,
Mm-hmm. It's
but I
true.
think EA will. It's time. It's time.
Right. Right.
And lastly, this is sort of a Hail Mary. Some people may say duh, but I say this is a Hail Mary. Street Fighter 6.
Oh,
It's been what 5-6 years.
I'm with you. Yeah.
2015.
2015. They've put out their like 2 or 3 updates, right? The Championship Edition, Arcade, whatever, bunch of new
I have 'em all.
characters.
I
Yeah.
have them all.
Yeah, there's now like 40 people on the roster. They're all fleshed out. They've all been balanced. What do you do now?
Wouldn't that
Throw
be
a 6
fun?
on the
We got
end.
a virtual Fighter 6 announcement and a Street
Oh my
Fighter 6
god.
announcement.
Oh my god. It would be the rebirth of the fighting franchise genre.
Yeah,
Oh.
and it'll all be to Sony's benefit since they own Evo.
Yeah, right? Sony wins no matter what, you know. You drop in a new game, right? Maybe like throw a new Blaze Blue in there or a new well, we know Guilty Gear Strive is on the horizon, so yeah. Big times.
All right.
Big times.
Well, speaking of Sony, right? Sony's not officially at E3, but we're gonna say E3 season.
Yeah,
Right.
they got to put something around this time.
They're gonna put something out, and I'm gonna set the stage right now. It's gonna be between E3 week and when EA plays is, which is July 27th.
Oh yeah, I mean that's yeah. Sometime
Come on.
around that time. Who knows when?
The next state of play or whatever they want to call it, the next event. We're gonna. This is what our Sony predictions would be based on. Okay, so what do you think Sony would show this E3 season?
I think Sony's gonna go big. I think it's time. And I thought it was gonna be out at launch, but they, I guess rightfully so, decided to put their resources into the system itself.
I told you it
Like,
wasn't.
like you said. Well, yeah, and you had some good reasons for it. PSVR 2 announced. PSVR 2 is coming.
Do you
It
think
may
it'll
not-
be released? Do you think it'll be released this year?
It may not, but it's probably going to be like sometime in the summer or the whatever. They want to get it out early enough, and the marketing out early enough so that kids are hyped to say, "Hey, mom, get me a PSVR 2," and they buy it by Christmas time. All right, I think that's it. Because I think the last time they did it, the PSVR, the original one, was over the summer, if I'm not mistaken. It was not at holiday time, unless I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
We both bought it. I think it was December, to be honest.
Maybe it was. I could be.
I think it came out in December.
Maybe it did. All right, maybe it did. But I think maybe they kind of like push it off a little bit. The only wrinkle in this thing is that Sony can't get systems out.
I was just about to
Can't
say,
get systems out fast enough. So why are you going to put this peripheral out for a thing that people can't buy?
I was just gonna tell you that I
So there you go.
100% want that to be true, but I think that would be more of a 2023, 2024 peripheral, not
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
we
now.
already had Sony say that the new Gran Turismo is coming out for the PS4 because they're like people can't get it, the new system that it is. So they're like, well, we're gonna go ahead and backport it to the PS4. So that also says to me that they're probably not gonna have a PSVR 2 announcement. All right, because it's like, well, I mean, if you're doing that with like your flagship franchise, right, you're not going to want to put out a peripheral because it's not going to. The PSVR 2 is not going to be compatible with the PlayStation 4, guaranteed.
Yeah.
It'll be on the new system only.
But-
right,
Okay,
but that's what I
you-
want. That's what
Okay,
I want.
let's reel it back in a little bit for the prediction purposes. They sort of already announced that they're working on their next VR system.
Yeah.
So you're saying that
We're gonna
see
get some.
something.
We're gonna get some info.
We may not get a release date, but we're gonna see something from that new
exactly.
VR
Yeah, they're
peripheral.
gonna
Okay.
definitely talk about PSVR 2 on stage.
Two. Not one, not the first one.
No, they're done with
Okay.
the first one. Yeah, they're done with the first one. That's buried and
Okay.
gone. On top of that, new Wipeout game exclusive to the PS5. Brand new game.
I think this is more thinking with your heart and not your brain.
Well, I mean, the last
really want
Wipeout
this.
game, the Wipeout Omega Collection, right, which was a combination of Wipeout HD, which was a digital version for the PS3, and Wipeout 2048 for the PS Vita, right? Long live the Vita. Fantastic games. They kind of redid them in a full on remake, full on like remake, and then when they saw, hey, PSVR is a thing, they added in support after the game was out for VR, and it was amazing. It is
Okay.
possibly the best experience on PlayStation VR. It was great. So I think they're going to do a new Wipeout game, and I think that they would tie in VR to it as well, because that would be a thing that people would want to play. I don't know if the sales numbers bear out on that. I didn't actually look them up, but that's
Depending on what's different, like what's new with the PSVR 2, especially, I mean, if it's wireless, that would be great.
sure.
That would be great. And you have a new Wipeout game and the resolution is a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, yeah.
experience is better. I would jump into that. So that could be like, one of the killer apps for it
Yeah. Yeah,
in
that'd be awesome.
2025.
That'd be awesome. But to go back to your point, you're right. This is all thinking with my heart. This is what I want.
Yeah.
They're not the
Okay.
most slam dunk predictions, but this
Okay.
I have to keep it a little spicy.
Thinking outside the box. Okay.
So what do you
So
got
I'm-
then?
All right. So for my Sony predictions, we're going to get a Final Fantasy 16 release window.
Okay. Well, you have date listed on here, but I'll give you a window.
Window.
I'll
Release
give you a window.
Window. With a demo / or beta
Okay.
announced with it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now this is a spicy prediction.
All right.
Now this is a spicy prediction. You can play it now. Here's a little scenario.
It would
Yeah,
be. It would. I think
Okay.
it'll be Final Fantasy 6. I mean, honestly, I think it's a 2022 game. I don't think it's this year. And I think there'll be a sort of a beta or a demo that they'll have along with it. So I'm all in for that.
This is also what I want.
I know, this is to your heart too. You love Final Fantasy series.
And I think it makes sense because they showed off a very beautiful trailer for it last year. And I mean, I think it's about time. It's about time Square steps up. And you think it's going to be at the Sony
in
stage?
between, because Integrate comes out this week, right?
Yep.
I think we're not going to hear about part 2 for a while, right? Maybe maybe next year, right? But I think that's going to take a couple more years to come out. So in between, I think that they'll support and have Final Fantasy 16 to as their big game.
Now,
I said this is a Sony prediction, but Square has this Square Enix Presents, right?
Well,
It
you're
could be there, but I think this would be on a Sony stage because it was on the Sony stage last year.
So you're saying it's going to be announced on the Sony stage? I think that has to be part of the prediction.
It's going to be announced at the next.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I think Sony's we're gonna see at least one big new, okay, not a remake, not a port, okay, not a compilation, one big new IP from one of the Sony studios.
So an internal.
Yes, internal.
Okay.
Not
an internal game, first party game.
Yes.
I mean, okay.
We're not going to get a new. I'm not. Listen, if they say a new Uncharted game comes out, doesn't count for new IP.
It's got to be a new franchise. Okay.
Has to be new. Has
right.
to be new franchise.
All right.
If they say, hey, Legacy of Kain remake, which
Doesn't
I think
count.
is a thing, Blue Point's working on. I think it's a thing, but no, that doesn't count either.
Right, because they're going to have
Brand
new
new
content
IP.
on stage. That's not a
Yes.
prediction, right? It's like we have a presentation, we're going to show stuff. So saying that new IP and coming from a first party studio, from one of Sony's first party studios, I think okay, I can get behind that prediction.
Yeah,
I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen, you have two new IPs, two new game announcements from Microsoft from their
Yeah, yeah,
internal studios. So
yeah.
we sort of have the similar predictions too.
We
You know,
do, but you remember I've said this at the last couple of our last couple of E3 pre-shows, and a lot of their studios, like Bleeding Edge, is one of the only games that have come out from the acquisitions, right?
yeah, it's true.
You know,
Well,
Psychonauts.
there's a rumor of Outer Worlds 2.
Oh, coming out from Obsidian. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's just like how long does it take for these acquisitions to bear fruit? So, and I've been kind of wrong the last like couple of years. So that prediction's not a slam dunk, right? They're obviously doing big things over there.
And you know what? And you know what else is not a slam dunk?
Mm-hmm.
Our crazy predictions.
Oh,
We need at least one.
that's right.
Outlandish.
That's right.
Wild. Hail Mary. Right? It's 5 seconds left in the game, and you got to throw it into the end zone.
That's
you got
right.
no timeouts.
Brady's going deep. Brady's going deep. 3 wide receivers out to the sides. Right. You just gotta throw and pray. So
Give me a wild prediction.
here's my wild prediction, which some may say not that wild because there was some kind of chatter around Sony reviving some old franchises, and I think it's
Sega.
time.
You mean Sega?
Sorry, Sega. Yeah, there's some talk about Sega reviving all franchises.
Talk about speaking from your heart. Let's hear it.
New Jet Set Radio game. Well, I mean, they even mentioned it. Like every one of the articles mentioned Jet Set as one of the IPs that could come back, which I think is a little more than coincidence, right? Maybe they kind of know something. Maybe they heard something behind the scenes. Maybe somebody said it in passing or whatever, and that kind of got like pushed along.
Do you
New
think
Jet
there's
Set
a
Radio.
new Jet, not a port,
No,
not a
not a
remaster,
port.
and not a
Remaster.
remake?
No.
A brand new game in the series.
I mean, they already did the remaster for the first one that was on the 360 and the PS3 digitally, which was great. It was very good. It was in widescreen with 720p visuals and all that.
But if they announce Jet Set Radio the remake, right?
No,
it
it's gonna
doesn't
be a new
count.
one. It's gonna be a new one.
Got to be a brand new one in the series, like Jet Set Radio 2, right? Like
It would be
or 3.
It would probably be 2 was called Future.
Yeah,
So they'd probably have some weird name at the end.
Okay.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
Jet Set Radio Cosmic or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Cosmic. Okay. Here's my Hail Mary. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready,
Are
Dan.
you ready for it? I don't think you're ready.
I'm ready,
I don't think
Dan.
you're ready. Okay.
I can take a guess.
Sony-
I'm gonna let you.
If Sony's gonna put out a PSVR 2 alongside it, that goes with it, that's your controller. Is a new PlayStation Portable? It's coming.
yeah.
I'm saying it's got to be right eventually.
Every year, every year you trot this out.
It has
year
to be
you
right.
trot
I don't
this
care if it's a PlayStation Vita 2.
Nope.
I don't care if it's a PlayStation
Nope.
Portable 2.
Nope, that is
it's
not
a
their space.
New
PlayStation
Portable
Nope.
system.
They got out of that.
Please.
They got out of that. They lost to
Please.
Nintendo. They said nope. After the Vita, they said nope.
Come on, it connects to the PS5 on top somewhere. I don't know. It has to come on.
All right, so you've already lost the point. We can just put an L in this category for you because it's not happening.
Right.
But I like
well,
I like the energy. Like the energy. This is
right.
Dan brings this out for new listeners of the show. For the past 5 years, I think this has always been Dan's crazy prediction: a new PlayStation Portable or Vita 2 or PSP 2, whatever it is, never happens.
They're getting in the portable business. They're gonna get back in the portable business.
Back
It's
into
coming.
the portable business.
It's coming. It's
Imagine
coming. They got
that would be awesome.
They got the biggest console of all time, and maybe they can have the smallest console of all time. I don't know.
God. Yeah,
Come
right.
on. You put it together. It'll be smaller than the Game Boy Micro.
I was just gonna say, like, how small are we talking?
All right. That's it for our predictions.